Thursday, November 16th. It's going to be a fantastic day in the Eagles Nest. Great start to the week yesterday. I saw a lot of great things happening all across the Eagles Nest. Scholars, you're doing great. Scholars, make sure if you are listening to this right now and you're seeing me and hearing this, awesome job. That means you are here on time today. So make sure that you are here each and every morning so you can see morning announcements, because if you're seeing morning announcements, that means that you are on time. And if you're on time, that means you're going to get everything you can in the Eagles Nest today. So we want to make sure that you are giving it back to us today by following the Fairview 5, not something that Mr. Hagee just says. It are things that we do each and every day in the Eagles Nest, making sure that we're actively listening to the speaker, keeping our hands and feet to ourselves, cleaning up our area, being kind to others with our words and our actions, and doing our best. So I know you're going to do your best today, because that's what you do as Eagles in the Eagles Nest. Hey, just a couple of reminders. Let's make sure that you're wearing your mask over your mouth and nose during this time. Also, we've got our one cards that we are wearing around our neck, displaying those at all times. Those aren't in our pocket. If they're in our pocket, that means they're not displayed. So make sure that those are displayed, right? I've got mine on right now. There it is, right? So make sure that you are wearing yours at all times in the Eagles Nest. Also, right over there, Class Dojo points. So we got a Scholar Dollar store today, and I am excited for those of you that have over 100 or over 100 points. So make sure that you are spending those today. I'm excited for you to go as that starts today. Teachers, that schedule was sent out yesterday by Miss Green, so make sure you see that schedule. Our fourth grade scholars, you are actually going to go tomorrow to the Scholar Dollar store, but everybody else will be going today. So make sure that you are going and having a good time. And also, please know this. Let's say you had 70 points. Look, you have an opportunity this morning, right? If you have 70 points, you can either let it get your whole day down because you're not going to get to go to the Scholar Dollar store, or you can say, hey, look, in 3 more weeks, I'm going to get to go again. So what can I do in the next 3 weeks to earn enough points to be able to go, right? So some self-reflection, because last time when I saw some people standing in line, some scholars standing in line, they were blaming everybody else on why they didn't have enough points. Well, wait a second, they're your points. So you want to make sure that you self-reflect and say, hey, if I don't have enough points, it's on me. So I got to figure it out and do something next time to make sure I get it. And guess what? I believe that you will. So make sure you are self-reflecting and building that character as you are doing everything you can. So it's Native American Heritage Month. We've been talking about a couple of different things, a couple of different tribes. We've also shown the different counties in North Carolina and the representation of where those tribes are located at. We took a look, I think yesterday we talked about a little place called Como, North Carolina, right? And there was a border of the Virginia. We talked about the water people, right? And so we've already highlighted 4 tribes. We will highlight just a few more as we end our study on Native American Heritage Month. But one thing that I also want us to do is I want us to do 2 texts and read through 2 texts. And one of those is called Thunder Boy Jr. And so this morning, we're going to read just a few minutes of Thunder Boy Jr. And so whenever we read a text, of course, on morning announcements, right? We want to make sure that we're following along, but we're also modeling, right? What do we do when we are reading, right? And what do good readers do as they are reading a text, right? And so one of the things that you do whenever you start a text is you always want to make sure you're looking at that title, right? And the pictures that are around it, because that always helps me kind of know, in this word, infer, what the story might be about, right? Well, in this case, if it's Native American Heritage Month, then that means our author is either Native American, or the story is probably going to have something that's culturally relevant to Native American heritage and history. And so therefore, Sherman Alexia is a Native American, and he also has written a couple of different texts. And this one he wrote for children in elementary school called Thunder Boy Jr. So we're going to read just a few pages this morning, and then we'll finish it up tomorrow. But whenever, once again, that you are reading through a text, you also want to make sure that you're following along, right? Any unknown words that you come across, maybe we'll ask what those mean. Well, let's see what it says. I'll read it and then show you a couple of pictures. It says, hello, my name is Thunder Boy. Thunder Boy Smith. That's my real name. So there you go, guys. That's Thunder Boy Smith. What an awesome name that would be. First day of school, and you say, hey, what's your name? It's Thunder Boy. I like that. My dad gave it to me at birth. My mom wanted me to be Sam. Now, Sam is a good name, but Sam is a normal name. Thunder Boy is not a normal name. I would agree with that. Thunder Boy's a good name. I like it. There is nobody on earth with the same name as me. I am the only Thunder Boy who has ever lived, or so you would think. But I am named after my dad. He is Thunder Boy Smith Sr., and I am Thunder Boy Smith Jr. People call him Big Thunder, talking about Dad. That nickname is a storm filling up in the sky, and people call me Little Thunder. That nickname makes me sound like a burp. There's Thunder Boy. My sister's name is Agnes. My mother's name is Lillian. Those are fancy names, but they are also normal names. Thunder Boy Jr. is not even close to being normal. Can I tell you a secret? Come over here and I'll whisper it into your ear. So Thunder Boy's got a secret that he wants to tell you, and he yells out, "I can't stand my name." Don't get me wrong, my dad is awesome, but I don't want to have the same name as him. I want my own name. I want a name that sounds like me. I want a name that celebrates something cool that I've done. So if you're following along, Thunder Boy Jr. now, he's named after his dad, right? Thunder Boy Sr. But he is saying, man, I want to be separate. I want to have my own name, right? So he goes on, he says, I once touched a wild orca on the nose. So maybe my name should be Not Afraid of 10,000 Teeth. I once climbed a mountain. So maybe my name should be Touch the Clouds. Now, there was a word that came through, and it was orca, O-R-C-A. Now, that's an animal. So if you came across this word, and I'm going to show you the picture, the word orca, what do you think? What animal is an orca? Well, if I use my skills here to look at the pictures, I could probably say it's a whale, a giant fish. There's his teeth, right? So that's using our context clues whenever we're learning how to read or after we've learned how to read. Thunder Boy goes on to say, I love playing in the dirt, so maybe my name should be Mud in His Ears. I learned to ride a bike when I was 3, so maybe my name should be Gravity's Best Friend. I once dreamed the sun and the moon were my mom and dad, so maybe my name should be Starboy. I like to go to garage sales with my mom, so maybe my name should be Old Toys Are Awesome. That would be a very unique name if your name was Old Toys Are Awesome. My dog likes to chase his tail, so he likes to chase my tail. So maybe my name should be Can't Run Fast While Laughing. I love powwow dancing. I'm a grass dancer, so maybe my name should be Drums, Drums, and More Drums. Remember, we talked about powwows over the past few weeks. There is him doing a powwow. I dream of traveling the world, so maybe my name should be Full of Wonder. All right, last couple of pages. Let's see what his name's going to end up being. I do not want the name that they gave me when I was born. I do not want to be Little Thunder. I don't want to be small. I love my dad, but I don't want to be exactly like him. I love my dad, but I want to be mostly myself. I love my dad, but I want my own name. What do I do? What do I say? Son, I think it's time I give you a new name, a name of your own, said his dad. My dad read my mind. My dad read my heart. Son, my name will still be Thunder, but your new name will be... Let's see what his new name is going to be. Lightning. Together, my dad and I will become amazing weather. Our love will be loud and it will be bright. My dad and I will light up the sky together. So there it is. There's Thunder Boy Jr. So he started off as Thunder Boy Jr., but he said, man, I want another name. I want to be somebody separate. I want to be my own person. I love my dad, but I want to be something different. And in true Native American heritage and in culture, right, his dad named him, and he ended up naming him Lightning. So dad is Thunder and son is Lightning. I like that. That's pretty good. So that was Thunder Boy Jr. this morning. Looking forward to reading another text with you on Thursday this week. Tomorrow we'll jump back in and talk about 1 or 2 more tribes and our study of Native American heritage. It's 7:40. It's time for you to get after it today. I hope that you have a fantastic day. In the Eagles Nest Scholars, just a reminder, we're following the Fairview 5, mask over our mouth and nose. We've got our 1 card around our neck. It's Tuesday. It's time to get after it. It's not just a normal Tuesday. It's going to be the best Tuesday if you make it a great Tuesday. So remember to be great because you are great. Have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in action today.